Shane. Let's go to Slough, and Hassan's on the line. Hi Hassan.
Rachel.
Evening.
Evening, hi. Just a quick response to Shane previously. Working class people are also found within the Tory party. I mean, John Major came from a working class background and he believed in a classless society, something which I resonate with. In terms of Angela Rayner, there's the style and the content of what she said. Now, I'm not surprised in the use of the word. When Margaret Thatcher passed away, quite a few people on the left, they did celebrate her demise. You may remember Frank Dobson, who ran for mayor not so long ago, and he called Etonians or Oxford graduates toffs. And I've heard the word scum way back at university in the 90s when the Socialist Workers' Party used to call Tories scum.
I remember, of course, and scabs, of course. During the miners' strike, you had Tory scum and scabs, and these words just make, I think, coarsen all sorts of public debate. I mean, if you normalise them, and if you call, Angela Rayner has to sit in the House of Commons in the chamber with these people we now know she thinks of as scum. I'm afraid I think that's a problem, and I think it tells us a bit more about her character. But I think, on the other hand, it does appeal to a certain quarter of the left wing of the Labour Party.
Yes, it certainly does, and this brings me to the content. By the way, all this fanfare and this bluster we've heard from Rayner, the Tories could do well to ignore her completely. I mean, we've ignored other. I'm a Tory myself, as you may know. We've ignored other abuses, so just continue.
Well, I don't think that. Hold on, Hassan. I don't think anybody has so far. Any Tory has made any comment about Angela Rayner's remarks, but we will double check that. I'm sure they won't deign. They won't deign to react. Yeah.
In terms of the content, that the Tories are sexist and racist, a sexist party can never produce two female prime ministers. And a racist party cannot have the most diverse cabinet in British political history. So she's wrong.
I mean, I have to say, I might turn her remarks onto the Labour Party. In terms of sexism and racism in the shape of anti-Semitism, the Labour Party is much more guilty on current form than the Tory Party. I know Keir is trying to cleanse, but we've just seen, an episode at conference where we've seen that Anyway, let's just leave it. I'm going to let you finish your point.
No, thank you, Rachel. And there have been racist remarks from the left not so long ago when the Race Commission report came out in March, led by Dr. Tony Sewell. He was described as being part of the KKK, or his colleagues were described as house Negroes or house slaves. These are really, really caustic statements, but they were not held to account. I think what's happening in the context of Angela Rayner and Labour is they don't really have much policies to share. So what's happening is this manufacturing of anger. It's something we saw quite explicitly last year during the Black Lives Matter protests in America and the UK. You generate anger. That's how you unite people. So when she says that we need to go back to the spirit of 1945, what's actually happening is she's going back to the spirit of typical socialist class revolution.
I agree with quite a lot of what you've said, Hassan. I think your analysis is very good, and also her deployment of invective in order to whip up the base in what apparently, as we've been hearing from previous shows, is a pretty pallid conference so far. She's creating the drama and she's creating a narrative, and I think that's probably, it needed to catch fire. It's caught fire, but where does she take it? I feel that she's, she has risen to prominence on the back of some pretty poor remarks, actually, however popular they might be with that audience. Hassan, thank you for that. We're talking about Angela